Good afternoon. Welcome back. In his testament, Francis wrote, "The Most High revealed to me that I should live according to the Holy Gospel." Francis is convinced of this truth because of undeniable intervention by the Lord that happened on February 24th, 1208, in the chapel of the Porziuncola, which he rebuilt. While at Mass, he heard the gospel in a way he had never before experienced. As the celebrant read the text, the words went directly to Francis's heart. They rang out clearly and distinctly in the quiet solitude of that little church. The passage may have been from Matthew or Mark or Luke. We're going to read Matthew's account. Jesus said, "As you go, proclaim the good news. The kingdom of heaven has come near. Cure the sick, raise the dead, cleanse the lepers, cast out demons. You received without payment, give without payment. Take no gold or silver or copper in your belts, no bag for your journey, or 2 tunics, or sandals, or staff, for laborers deserve their food. Whatever town or village you enter, find out who in it is worthy, and stay there until you leave. As you enter the house, greet it. If the house is worthy, let your peace come upon it. But if it is not, your peace will come back to you. If anyone will not welcome you or listen to you, shake the dust from your feet as you leave that house or town." From the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 10, 7 to 14. Father Roch Niemeyer, OFM, in his book, In the Footsteps of Francis and Clare, writes, "This was a pivotal moment in the life of Francis's conversion itinerary. All the narratives relate that in this proclamation of the gospel, St. Francis was so struck by it that his everyday life turned upside down. It is helpful to remember that Francis had already experienced the message from the San Damiano crucifix to rebuild God's church. Now, Francis was discovering how that was to do. He was to do that by following the gospel. This is so key to Franciscan life, to rebuild the faith we have received at baptism, to listen to Jesus speak to us through the gospel in the circumstances in which we live today, to take time to go to Mass, to be attentive to the gospel, to take time to reread, ponder, question, how is Jesus calling me to rebuild my life with him? A wonderful way I discovered more about who Jesus is through the gospel was some years ago. I was taking a Christology class. The professor assigned us to read one of the gospels in entirety in one sitting. It took a while. I chose the Gospel of John. What I discovered in reading this gospel without interrupting was more about the personality of who Jesus is in John's gospel. Jesus is no victim. He always chose what he wanted to say, who he wanted to speak to, and what he was doing in his life. I found Jesus in John's gospel to be my protector, the one in charge of life, the strongest person I had ever known. And his strength and conviction and control all came from within him. It came because of his love with the Father. Jesus never falters in John's gospel. He is completely convinced that he is doing his Father's will and will not let anyone or anything manipulate him. His faith is what I can depend upon. He is God's Son, and I belong to him. The Holy Spirit enlightens each of us as we read and listen to God speak to us through his word, through Jesus. We have a very personal God who longs to speak to your heart, as he did to St. Francis, as he has with me, as he will for you. God bless you.